Hello and welcome to Education at SSBJ online video tutorial. We were in chapter Light of class 8th Science. In this video, we'll pick up one question which is so important for all of you, and that is draw the ray diagram of formation of image of an extended object in the plane mirror. Right, now let us try to have a meaning of this. What do you mean by extended object? Right, extended means you can see this person now, he has a height as well as a breadth. So any object which has a height as well as a breadth can be extended object. Right, so generally why they are telling this extended object, because there is another question asking that draw the ray diagram of formation of image of a point object. So in place of this, point object also may come. That we'll deal with in a different video. So as far as point object is concerned, it is just a point here. This is a point object and this is an extended object, right? Now if you keep this object, let me call this as an object, then if you keep this in front of the mirror here, let's say this is the mirror, right? So this image will fall back in the back of the mirror, right? Now you can see here, this is the image which is formed of these three kids, and that image is virtual. And why it is virtual? Because this image cannot be caught on the screen, right? So all those images which cannot be caught on the screen are called virtual image, right? This is very important now. Now we shall go for actual, ray diagram. What do you mean by ray diagram of formation of image? Meaning of ray diagram of formation of image. How this image formed? In 7th class we have learned that if an object is placed in front of the plane mirror, somewhere if you keep it for 1 meter on this side and keep an object here, the image will come here exactly 1 meter behind, though this is image, though it's a virtual image, right? So the distance between the mirror and the object and the mirror and the image will remain same, right? So the distance between object and the mirror will be always equal to the distance between image and the mirror. Now this is to be proved with the help of a ray diagram. Now this ray diagram is so important because it's a basic understanding for all the ray diagrams which you are going to draw in class 10th as well as class 12th, right? That's why this is very important. So I want you to have your notebook and compass box with you, and as the video proceeds you have to draw it, otherwise it becomes very difficult. You may feel that it is understood properly, but it may not be so when it comes in the examination. So we'll go ahead now. So first one is we have to take a mirror. This is what is called mirror, right? And then you need to have a scale and everything. But remember, let us recall a very important law, and that's a law of reflection. You have already seen in previous 2 videos that if a light ray incidents on a plane mirror, this is a plane mirror, if a light ray incidents on a plane mirror, then it reflects in such a way that the angle of incidence, this is angle of incidence, let me call it as angle I, is always equal to angle of reflection. So this is what we should keep always in the mind. And this is not only for a plane mirror, in everywhere, wherever there is a reflection takes place, this law is followed, right? So having understood the law of reflection, we'll go ahead now, right? Let us take a plane mirror. So this is a plane mirror. This side is a smoother side and this side is a rougher one where image is not seen, right? So take up the paper, okay? Your work also should start along with me now. Wherever you want to pause it, you can pause this video and continue. That is good for you. Now as far as drawing is concerned, what you have to do is you should have a scale as well as a protector, right? Take this mirror somewhere in the center and you'll come to know why I am drawing this in the center. and keep an object, okay, and call this as, let us name this object as AB. Now henceforth we will call this arrow mark, the standing arrow, vertically standing one, is an object, right? And now we shall apply laws of reflection. Now you remember, all that light ray which falls on this object will reflect back. So from this particular point now, we'll pick up two light rays, and again from this particular point we'll pick up two light rays. Let's understand how to draw the ray diagrams now. Let me pick up one light ray here. Now a light ray which goes from this bottom, it hits here on this mirror, and since this is falling on the mirror with a 90 degree, right? What will happen? What about the reflected ray? Right? Reflected ray will go back in the same direction. In the same way, from this point, if a light ray moves straight and falls at 90 degree angle here, what will happen to the reflected ray? It again goes in opposite direction, right? Now two rays we have taken and they go back. One more ray we'll take. It doesn't mean that only the light rays will go straight onto the mirror. Some light rays will go in a different direction. Let us take one of those light rays. Another light ray will go from A to this particular point here. And now we have to draw the reflected ray. It was easy to draw the reflected ray here because it was along the incident ray. But here what we have to do, we have to find out the angle here. Okay, we should find out the normal here. This itself becomes the normal. That's why I have taken the background of your notebook so that these lines you can make use of. So we have to find out what is the angle here. We have to find what is the angle here and then measure that much of angle on either side and draw the line. Okay, that you all know how to do this. So we have applied law of reflection. And what is law of reflection? Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Now the next part is to draw virtual light rays. Virtual light rays. Now this is a real light ray. It actually going and coming back. So its image will fall backside, isn't it? Now whenever you are drawing an image, so you have to put that in dotted. So this is dotted one line. Otherwise you cannot make a difference. If this is a real line, this is a virtual line, right? It's an image. So in the same way here, this particular line will have an image somewhere here, right? So you have to extend this backward. Now what will happen here then? You have to extend in this direction only. So it meets somewhere here. Now look at this. Two light rays gone from here, from this point, and they are meeting somewhere here, right? So the image of this particular point will fall here. If the image of this particular point falls here, so image of all these points will fall below it, isn't it? And that's why you can straightway draw the image. Now look at this. I have drawn image again dotted. So that's how you can make a difference between an object, this is object, and image. Right? You should take care of that. Now we have to verify this, right? And we know that the distance here between the object and the mirror and the image should be same. And if by mistake, if it is not same, you will not get marks for this. It becomes simple drawing, not the answer. So you have to take a scale and find out. So this is around 7 centimeter, and then you click it on other side and see that this is also a 7 centimeter, right? So our diagram is correct. If this type of diagram you draw, then you will get full marks. Okay, so that is why you have to practice this. Sometimes what happens, because of our mistakes, the image will sometimes move on other side. It comes maybe nearby or far. So that time, as far as evaluation is concerned, you will not be getting marks, right? What happens, let me tell you. So children will draw this here, and then these things properly they draw incident ray, and it reflects back again. This ray goes here and it reflects back, and then it is extended on other side. Okay, what about this ray? This ray, they make a mistake in calculation of angle and applying angle, and angle I and angle R should be same, isn't it? So if they make mistake here, and suppose if they consider that this angle is little bit bigger here by mistake, I am telling. So what happens when you extend these light rays, this light ray will go and meet somewhere here, and the image will fall somewhere here. So the distance you see now, distance is different, and this diagram is a wrong diagram. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you draw the diagram. I am sure you will draw this 2 to 3 times. What is the question? Draw the light ray diagram of formation of image of an extended object in the plane mirror, right? So what you are watching is a wrong diagram. For that you will not get the mark, and what you have to do is this diagram, both sides correct. What you are watching in front of you is a preparation for a demonstration of an experiment which I am going to tell you now. I have got a source of light here, and this is a convex lens which I am going to insert inside. So what happens is, it will bring all the light rays together, right? Now you can see here, light is scattered. So when I keep this here in this way, I get a thick beam of light. I still want a beam of light to be narrow, because this is what we require for our demonstration. And here we get, I'm keeping it a bit straight here so that it is in your view properly. I hope you are watching this properly now. Now this will give you a glare, that's why I'm going to cover this here. Well, I can even take 3 light rays using another slit. Here it is, and I get 3 of the light rays here. By moving this lens, I can rearrange the lines so that they are moving parallel to each other. Look at this. So I want light rays which are parallel. When the light fall on a plane mirror, as you have seen in the previous experiment, they reflect. You can watch this reflection now. I am bringing it so close. All these are incident rays. They are parallel to each other. They fall on this plane mirror and they reflect. And look at the reflected rays. They also move parallel. And this kind of reflection is called regular reflection. Because you see here, if this is the incident ray, for this incident ray, this is the reflected ray. For this incident ray, this is the reflected ray. And for this incident ray, this is the reflected ray. So light always follows a rule. Angle of incidence has to be equal to angle of reflection. And that is why when they come parallel, they'll move parallel. Keep this in the mind. As you turn this slightly, the angle between them becomes smaller and smaller. And then, if you make an arrangement of light in such a way that if they fall straight onto the plane of the mirror, this is the plane of the mirror, and then they reflect back. In this case, angle of incidence and angle of reflection is 0. I am showing it again. Now angle of incidence and angle of reflection has some value now. It is going to be 0 when incident ray strikes right on the plane of the mirror at right angles. So it goes back in the same direction. Right? This is the specialty of the plane mirror. I am going to introduce two more mirrors here right in front of you, and you can watch closely here. This particular mirror appears little bulged in the front. Look at this. And this is the mirror which is curved inside. They are as if a part of a big spear. If you can imagine a huge spear, and if you can cut one side, then you get that type of mirror here. That's why, since they are part of a spear, these mirrors are called spherical mirrors. They are not plain on their surfaces. This one is bulged upward, whereas this is what is curved inward. These are not plain mirrors like this. So these mirrors are called spherical mirrors, remember. And how we can draw these spherical mirrors, that we shall see separately. Now, as I have told you that a plane mirror reflects back all the lights here in an opposite direction if the incident rays fall at right angles to each other. Whereas now I am going to take a concave mirror. This is what is called concave mirror. A mirror which is curved inward is called concave mirror, right? And if you cut that mirror exactly half, I get this. So that I can place this properly facing this mirror. Even I can insert here, no problem, but it doesn't go here, right? So some arrangement is made. We have cut this properly here. This is a concave mirror and this is a concave mirror. Remember, I am going to keep a concave mirror, right in front of the three parallel incident rays. Now look at this closely, right? Look at I'll just raise this. Look at this closely. These rays, particularly this particular rays, hits here and goes in this direction. You see this? Okay, I can bring it here. Look at this. Look at this. They are coming closer, right? So I'll bring it here back. And I'm going to put off the light now. And now you can see this. This is the incident ray. While reflection, it bent in this way. This also is bending. So, after reflection, these light rays which are parallel are coming closer and they meet at this particular point, right? So this is speciality of concave mirror, which is curved downward. I am bringing it here. See, look at this. On reflection, light rays are coming closer and they meet at a particular point. Now I'll take it back and bring this convex mirror. Convex, it is curved upward. And I have a convex mirror with me now here, and look at this. This mirror doesn't bring the light closer, they move away. So remember, convex mirror on reflection moves the light away from it, right? They come parallel to each other here, but they go away. Whereas concave mirror brings them closer. Look at this. And these light rays meet here. Convex mirror, they do not meet, they go away. So this type of reflection is called divergence. Remember this. What is this called? Divergence. Convex mirror diverges the light. And concave mirror converges the light. This is called convergence. right? So this is convergence and this is divergence. I am purposely repeating this time and again so that you should be familiar to this. I am going to conclude now. When I keep a plane mirror, light rays moves in the same direction. When I keep the spherical mirror, it doesn't happen. Let me keep this concave mirror, light rays comes closer to each other and they meet at a particular point. So this phenomena is called converging of light. And which mirror? This is a concave mirror, and this concave mirror, since it is converging the light rays, we can call it as a converging mirror, right? And then I am bringing to a convex mirror. So it diverges the light. Diverges means light goes away, right? So it is a diverging mirror. Convex mirror is diverging mirror. Now how will you draw these diagrams? That is more important, because when it comes to exam, you should be familiar with the knowledge of drawing. In the next video, we will learn how to draw convergence and divergence of light in concave and convex mirror respectively. See you in the next video. Till then, stay healthy, stay fit. Thank you very much.